I am Nat from Norsu Interiors. We have a store in East Malvern and one in Hampton in Victoria. I got into interior design after having an absolute passion for the fine arts. So when I finished school many years ago, I actually studied fine arts. And when I had my first baby, I started Norsu Interiors with a girlfriend that I met at Mother's Group. We have a shared love for Scandinavian design and everything interior based. And we started Norsu, and 10 years later, here we are. When I'm thinking about designing a facade, I also need to think about the interiors. It's so integral that the spaces flow. When you come to the outside of a home, it needs to tell a story, and you need to continue that story as you head into the door and into the interiors. I think it's really important to think about making sure that the tones of colours work and complement one another, and also the materials. I think for me, consistency is key, and that's when it all ties together. I absolutely love the Scandi Barn style. One thing I would say though, we're seeing so many of them pop up all over Australia, which I absolutely love. However, I wanted to do something a bit different. I think at Norsu we are known for that. So often we're seeing a lot of charcoal barn styles around, but I wanted to reflect that Scandi design and do something light and bright and minimal. So when I designed mine, I thought about texture, I thought about using a lot of white, complementing it with beautiful handcrafted ceramic tiles, but also adding a touch of luxury with a bit of brass. I absolutely adored pulling the flat lay design together. First of all, I thought about the facade and using the Hardie fine texture cladding. What I love about it is that it does have the texture which creates a little bit of warmth yet again. I'm not into those flat, cold textures. So I thought about that. And then I thought about the fact that it had the texture and that earthy feel. I then looked at incorporating oaks and timbers so that they really complemented each other. As I said before, I love handcrafted tiles. I love wool, textured loop carpet. Can you tell I get excited? And then I wanted to add a bit of stone for the feeling of luxe. And as I said, a lot of brass, so incorporating brass tapware, incorporating brass lights. So it's all about finding that perfect marriage of the earthy, textured, rustic feel, but also with a little bit of luxe to create a bit of modern at the same time. What I love about the Hardie fine texture cladding is the texture, of course, that goes without saying. I think the fact that it does have that earthy textured feel that doesn't look so stark. So that is my favourite thing to begin with. But what I also love about it is how durable it is. I have had a bit of experience with renovating, and I do sadly have a passion for old heritage properties, and I can tell you they can be a pain when it comes to durability. With this particular product, so perfect for an extension of an older home is the fact that it's durable. And when I had my thinking cap on when I came to designing my Scandi Barn, it was all about the elements. I envisaged this Scandi Barn in the countryside of Victoria where the beach meets the country. You've got to think about salty air from the water. You've got to think about windy conditions. You even need to think about bushfires, sadly, when we think of Australia. And I needed to think about something that was durable, that didn't need a lot of maintenance and upkeep. I think that, whilst we do love our timbers, that requires a lot of maintenance. These products are fantastic. They're almost set and forget. But with the texture, it doesn't look like the stark modern home that I don't want to create. So working with a builder, I must say I've had a little bit of experience. Can I say good and bad? My tip would be, honestly, 3 tips, but number 1 is communication. From the outset, you need to interview your builder and they need to interview you. You've got to get along. The communication needs to be right. I can tell you, you will speak to your builder more than your other half. It needs to be right from the beginning. The other thing is, look after your trades. I often say, I'm the person that buys the coffees and turns up every day. It's the little things that make a big difference, and I think it builds that respect between the two parties. And the other thing I would say is trust them. Don't question everything they do. Obviously have an oversight of what's going on, but they're the expert, and remember that.